Hey everybody, it's Tin. Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be another part of Facebook ad series. And this is one of those highly requested videos, just like the pixel video I did in the past. A lot of people are struggling with this topic, and today's topic will be advanced detailed targeting for Facebook and Instagram ads. Now, with advertising and marketing your product, what you want to do is put the right product in front of the right audience. So a lot of people actually might have good products, even winning products are selling really well for other stores, or are trending, but the reason why they cannot get enough sales or any sales at all for the store is actually they're not targeting the right audience. Their targeting strategy is off. Maybe they're not doing enough audience research. So this is going to go all over that today in this video. But before I get started into the real meat and potatoes of the video, if you haven't already, make sure you do subscribe to the video, to the channel, and hit the notification bell down below as well, because I'll be delivering to you guys massive value in every video on how to build and grow a successful Shopify dropshipping business. And on that note, guys, let's get started into the video. So common targeting mistakes that I see a lot of beginners, or a lot of people actually make when it comes to targeting for Facebook ads. Number one is actually not doing enough audience research, right? You really want to understand your audience, put yourself in their shoes. Is this product something they would buy? But you want to be able to do this research because you want to also cater your ad to your audience, right? You want to write the copy in a language that they speak and they understand, right? Are there any slangs or lingos? Or even what do they follow? Who do they follow within this niche, right? Who are the influencers? Different blogs, magazines. You want to look for brands, right? And competitors that you can target as well. And number two, targeting too broad of an audience, right? Some people, they feel like 2, 3, even millions of people, or huge audience is good because it means they have a higher reach and a larger base of people to for the ad to reach, right? But this is not the case. This can actually hinder your ad because you want to narrow down on who's more likely to buy. You want to cast a net that's too wide of people that are just interested. You want to narrow that audience down. So again, not everyone's a potential customer, right? Narrow down your audience that allows you to reach people who are more likely to buy your product, right? So again, this comes down to audience research. How can you narrow down your audience so that you're not targeting too broad of an audience that will buy your product, right? Not millions. Think maybe around 500 to maybe 1.5 million for targeting, right? Maybe somewhere in the middle would be a sweet spot. So you want to test that out. Don't go too broad. Narrow down. Not excluding countries with high risk of fraudulent orders, right? Like third world countries. Nigeria is a popular one. Some Middle Eastern countries as well. But if you want to target worldwide, you can do that. Just exclude the list of high risk countries for fraudulent orders. You can find that online. If you guys want, I can make a video on that as well, just a side video, so that you guys can exclude these countries. Maybe I'll list it in the description actually, but we'll see. And not only that, but if you want to target worldwide, exclude these countries, or you can just target the tier 1 countries because they are more developed. They tend to have more money, and the economy seems to be doing better, so people are more likely to buy your product. Alright, so the strategy that we're going over today for targeting is called flex targeting. So believe it or not a lot of people know about this, but it is a popular strategy used in the e-commerce world, or even in any Facebook advertising in general. This is a great targeting strategy if you don't know about it, to actually try to implement into your business and see if it increases the conversion rates. So flex targeting is when you create a highly targeted audience by intersecting different audiences, right? So this is also called intersect targeting. So what this looks like is, for example, you have two different audiences that you're combining together to, for example, as you see in this Venn diagram, if you have audience A and audience B, so you intersect them, and the red area is the actual audience that you're targeting for your ad, right? So let's use, for example, you're trying to sell pit bull necklaces, right? Which is a popular product or example that you see online. So audience A could be pit bull lovers, right? And audience B can be jewelry lovers, or people that have an interest in necklaces, right? Maybe you can target women as well, because they're more likely to wear necklaces. So, even on this next Venn diagram with the 3 circles, you can target, 3 different audiences and intersect them so that you have an even more narrow audience, right? So that's just a very simple explanation of what flex targeting is. Now let's go over, I'll show you an example of this right now. I'd really love to show you guys in the web browser, but I'm actually in a hotel room in Arizona right now. I'm traveling with my girlfriend. But I actually took screenshots of me actually putting this strategy in action, and so hopefully you guys enjoy it and like it as well. So actually, audience research to flex intersect, right? Flex targeting. So let's go over audience research. What do you want to Google? What do you want to search and make a list of so that you can actually intersect audiences with? So number 1, like I said before, brands, right? Number 2, magazines, social media pages, influencers, websites and blogs within your niche or related to your product, associations or organizations, right? If you're targeting a product for like nurses, maybe a necklace for a nurse or doctors, right? You can target, the associations that they're in, right? Organizations and related interests and keywords, right? So you can actually find these on Google as well, but you can also find these on the Facebook ads platform. Just looking for interests within your niche, just typing in your niche or your product, and then different interests will pop up. Behaviors. So behavior targeting is actually, I think Facebook's actually going to get rid of them soon, but some behaviors you can still target with advertising, so you might want to test around with that while it's still around. I'm not sure if they're getting rid of all behaviors, because I do get warnings on certain behaviors that they might get rid of it, but some behaviors aren't the warning is not showing up, so don't quote me on this, but just make sure if you're using it, it might not be available to you in the future. And behavior targeting does increase the price of your CPMs as well, so be aware of that. So if you're not into that and you're trying to save money, maybe you want to do more audience research on different things that you can target besides behaviors. And an example of this, in action is that, for example, let's use cats, right? You're trying to target the cat niche. So as you can see, you're entering cats and it's very big interest. As you can see, there's 260 million people interested in cats, right? And the audience size, if you enter it in, right, I use English speakers are and etc. So you see the potential reach is 51 million people, and that's a huge audience. And it's not really targeted, it's very broad and very general. So if you have a very specific product, this might not be really great for you, right? A lot of big companies might have the budget to target this and bid for this interest, but when you're starting out, you're testing products, this is not very wise way for you to spend your ad budget, right? So what you want to do is actually click on narrow audience below the box in detailed targeting, right? So after you click that, another box will actually pop up. And here's an example of me narrowing down audience, flex targeting the audience down. So I use different examples here. So I flexed it with cat lovers, right? So I intersected 2 audiences of cats and cat lovers. So now it's narrowed down. So now as you can see, people who are interested in cats. I also want people that are interested in cats and also interested in cat lovers, right? So now there's 2 different audiences that I intersected. But you can also stack different audiences as well to intersect with those 2 audiences. And I use this for an example is different cat breeds, right? So I did my quick Google search on different cat breeds, top cat breeds, right? So as you can see, there's a list of cat breeds here that I entered in. So what this does is actually, so it takes people, the audience from cats, and intersects it with the audience of cat lovers. Now people have to like cats and like cat lovers to be in this audience, but they also have to like at least one of these breeds, right? Not all the breeds, because I stacked them together. But if I want to make them individual, I can actually narrow them further and actually enter in each cat breed, which will narrow down the target audience by a lot and potential reach. So but we want to keep it a little bit higher, not too low. So, I use that example so you guys can see that you can stack different interests and audiences as well for when you're intersecting these audiences for your flex targeting. And just another example, I flexed it again and narrowed down even further to people like that, like Grumpy Cat. I think this is the cat meme, right? Very popular cat meme that you see, Grumpy Cat. So, hopefully you guys see, get a better idea of what this is and how you guys can implement this into your business, right? If you have, I can't show you every audience because there's just so many different audiences out there, so many different niches, so many different products. But, hopefully this gives you guys an example of what you guys can do when you guys are testing, different audiences for your products, for your business, whatever it may be. So that's the end of the video, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of it. And if you haven't already, before you leave, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell down below to stay updated on my future videos because I will be delivering to you guys massive value. So, you can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Tin Entrepreneur. And make sure you do join the free Facebook group. It's called Shopify Dropshipping for Entrepreneurs. Link in the description down below. And again, it's a great place for you to network with like-minded individuals. We're closing in on 60,000 entrepreneurs, which is awesome. The growth has been amazing. And it's just a very positive group for you to network. Lots of value. People are asking questions. Questions are getting answered. And feel free to contribute as well. If you have any questions, you could reach out to my social media or post in the group. So, on that note, hope you guys are having an amazing day. See you guys in the next video.